we need to talk about this scene. Seems fairly straightforward, right? We got stabbed and then dropped into the poppy gel. Well, apparently not. For a couple of days now, I've been seeing countless people claim Poppy was the one dropped in. But this is false, and today, I'm gonna prove it, since no other YouTuber has. To start, many people have claimed that the proportions don't make any sense. In the cutscene, it seems like our head is right above the prototype's hand. This caused many to say it was Poppy because she is short. If there was more evidence to back this up, this could be reasonable. But the other evidence leans way more into it being us. The prototype very well could have been holding us up by the upper torso or neck, because he doesn't care if we die. Well, even if he did care, he drops us into the treated poppy gel, which has healing properties. Speaking of which, another point I've seen people make is that the poppy gel is toxic in the rest of the game. So why does it heal us now? The reason for this is fairly simple. There are two types of poppy gel, treated and untreated. The untreated poppy gel, which we see has taken over the rest of the labs, is deadly to humans. That's why it hurts us. On the other hand, treated poppy gel is safer and has healing properties. That is why we didn't die, because the poppy gel helped heal our wounds, along with Giblet's baseball staff. On the topic of Giblet, another big point people like to discuss is that Giblet says that Poppy was taken by the prototype. Out of the 5 main points, I'd say this one is probably one of the most silly ones, only being beaten out by the 5th point, which we'll talk about later. Yet at the same time, it seems to be the most popular piece of evidence people use. If we examine this scene for just a second, though, we can see that we are in the same room as when we got stabbed. This does not require any hacks or examination to see. It's literally in plain sight. When you think of someone being taken, do you think of someone being moved a good 10 feet away just out of view that was then left behind? No, that's not being taken. If this was the case, Giblet would have said Poppy was stuck in the gel container. Plus, we would have came to help. We wouldn't have just left Poppy in there to die. What the fuck? This piece of evidence is probably the strongest this theory has, though I still have some holes to poke in it. Many people have brought up that we are in the same spot before and after the scene of us being dropped in the poppy gel. This is the most logical point, and probably the main reason why so many think Poppy was dropped into the poppy gel and not us. But there still are other possibilities on what this could mean. Maybe it was a dream, or maybe we were dreaming, or dreaming, or dreaming. Or maybe we were dreaming. Or maybe we were dreaming. Maybe we were dreaming. Or maybe after Poppy got picked up, Giblet ran over there to check it out, but then realized we were dreaming? Or Poppy got picked up, Giblet ran over there to check it out, but maybe we were dreaming. Or maybe we were dreaming, then realized we were in the dream or the jail, so we put down the staff and went over to grab us. I don't know. Either way, I feel like we were dreaming. The last thing I'd like to talk about is the prototype's hand reaching for Poppy. I've seen this point a lot, and I find it quite nonsensical, actually. Looking at the scene, you can see the shadow does go around Poppy, but this means absolutely nothing. First of all, It closes, but it's only the shadow around her, not the actual hand, so it couldn't have grabbed Poppy. Second off, it doesn't even close to her proportions, so it cannot be grabbing Poppy. That would be stupid. Before I end this video, I know people will still comment saying I'm wrong. They'll try to argue it. That's why I wanted to make a point of my own that definitively proves it was us and not Poppy. Listen to the end of this scene again.
Should you come back years later, your conscience finally getting the better of you, may you descend into the dark and the dust. Welcome home.
Now, listen to this.
And should you come back years later, your conscience finally getting the better of you, may you descend into the dark and the dust. Welcome home.
Sound familiar? Well, it should, because those are the same fucking things. Unless you want to pretend the entire Home Sweet Home sequence was somehow a random switch to Poppy's POV and she grew 3 sizes, it is impossible to say that it was Poppy, period. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see more. If you have any suggestions for future videos, Poppy playtime, or something else, let me know in the comments. Please, I will read them.